Most Quest 3 players are missing out, not because of the hardware, but because of how they're using it. Today, I'll break down the overlooked settings, setup mistakes, and small changes that completely transform your experience. These are the fixes nobody tells you about. This might sound funny, but a lot of people I see that are playing the Quest 3 are actually wearing the headset wrong. The stock strap has a very particular way that it has to be worn to be comfortable and support the headset so you don't get headaches and you can actually play for longer periods of time. I personally always upgrade the stock strap, and I'll put a link in the description for my favorite one. But if you're sticking with the stock strap, there are some particular things that you need to know. First of all, the back lower portion of the strap should not be riding high on your head. I see it all the time, people playing the Quest 3 and the back of the strap is at the top of their head instead of underneath the base of your head. The back strap should be underneath the base of your head, down close to your neck, so your head is actually supporting the headset and not allowing it to rest fully on your face. If you don't do that, you're gonna get headaches, it's gonna be uncomfortable, and it'll probably fall off if you move too fast. Also, don't forget to tighten the strap. You tighten it by moving those two fork pieces that come from the top strap back and forth, but don't tighten it too tight because that can also cause headaches and you really don't need it pushed right up against your face. Lastly, when it comes to fit, you gotta adjust the top strap. There's a Velcro piece for a reason. If you don't have that top strap adjusted properly, again, the weight of the headset will be sitting directly on your face. You need to adjust that strap so that it's holding the headset up on the top of your head. You want the balance of the headset to actually be supported by the under part of your back of your head, the under part of the back of your head, as well as the top strap, keeping some of the pressure away from your face. If you've got it right, it's actually quite comfortable, and if you leave the strap that way, you should be able to put it on like a baseball cap, putting the back part of the head strap onto your lower back of your head and then bringing it down over your face. Speaking of your face, if there was one accessory that I think needs to be replaced on the Quest 3 that's not the head strap, it's the facial interface. Now, the Quest 3 facial interface isn't bad, but it does soak up a lot of sweat, and after longer play sessions, it can get quite uncomfortable. I highly recommend grabbing an aftermarket facial interface. It'll totally transform the way the headset feels on your face, and even if you're not gonna get a third-party strap, I recommend getting a third-party facial interface. I prefer something with like a PU leather that sits on your face and feels soft, but there are plenty of options out there. I'll put the one that I like down in the description as well. Did you know that it's not just the Quest settings you should be paying attention to? There are actually game-specific settings pretty much in every game that if you adjust can give you a better overall gaming experience. I go in every VR game I go into, I always go to the settings first to see what the settings hold, because sometimes there are things that you can turn on or off that's going to make the experience infinitely better. Whether you're talking about locomotion and turning on smooth turning if that's what you want to do, or if you don't want smooth turning, turning on click turning so it's stepped and you don't get motion sick, even down to vignettes. Some games have a vignette, like a darker tunnel effect, automatically when you start the game, and some have it hidden in the settings, not activated. That can really help motion sickness. So if you're someone that gets motion sick, I recommend checking out those comfort settings. But there can also be other settings too. Sometimes Quest 3 specific settings are built into menus. You can change the graphics settings. Just explore the settings menu in every game, and you'll almost always find something that you can adjust, even down to the movement direction, whether it's head-based, controller-based, whatever. There are plenty of settings that people forget to adjust so they can get the most out of the game that they're actually playing. Now, the built-in audio on the Quest 3 is actually quite good, and a lot of the time I just use the built-in audio when I'm trying to play something quickly or if I need to hear something in my room or my family. But you're really missing out on the full quality of the audio if you're not using some sort of headphone or some sort of earbud. The spatial audio, while great, with the head strap audio is so much better if you can get the right audio device. It is way, way more immersive. These are the ones that I personally use pretty much every time I play the Quest 3 on my own. They have the Anker Soundcore P10 earbuds designed for the Quest 3 or pretty much any video game console. Actually, it has a USB-C dongle that goes into your Quest 3 USB-C port. With pass-throughs, you can charge it through that as well, or if you have a battery strap, it works through that. It has the case that keeps your earbuds charged, and it's probably the best quality audio that I've heard for the Quest 3, bar none. But there are other options like the Prism XR earbuds as well. They're cheaper and they sound really good too. I've tried those as well. If you're looking for over-the-ear headphones or maybe wired earbuds, the Quest 3 does have a port for that, but the Quest 3S doesn't. So you're gonna need some sort of USB-C to headphone jack accessory if you're gonna do it that way. You also can try Bluetooth headphones if you really want to, but there's almost always been latency when I try that, so I don't really recommend it. Do you wear glasses? Well, if you wear glasses and you don't have prescription inserts for the Quest 3, you're really missing out too. Not only is it way more comfortable, you don't actually have to wear your glasses and put the headset on. I know a lot of people that have tried it, and while it works, the glasses pinch against your face or they might not fit as easily into the facial interface. Glasses inserts can be a little bit pricey. There are several different companies. I'll put a couple links in the description for the ones that I recommend. But if you can get your prescription on these lenses, they snap into place on the Quest 3 and you never have to think about it again. It is a game changer. I know people that didn't even enjoy playing VR, and once they got prescription inserts, they used it a lot more because of how much easier it is without having to wear glasses or worry about it being blurry because you can't wear your glasses. This might sound a bit silly, but not recentering can actually really affect the way that you're playing your game. If you hold down on what used to be the Oculus button, now it's the Meta Quest button, then it'll center your gameplay space. Now, I do this before I try every single game because inherently I'm going to be turned around in some direction and I'm facing the wrong way. A lot of people, though, don't understand that sometimes there's drift with the Quest 3's Guardian or drift with the direction that you're facing depending on how you open the game. And you could be facing away from your TV, but the menu's behind you. So you turn around to click on the menu, forget which direction you're facing, and punch your TV. The best thing to do, in my opinion, is in every situation, in every game, or whatever you're doing, recenter before you get started. Make sure you're facing the proper direction. If there's anything around you, you could hit, and then hold down on that button. I think it's like 3 seconds, and it recenters for you. It's so quick, but it'll save you a lot of headaches and probably broken fingers at some point along the line. There are times when I really feel like being lazy, and the Quest 3 actually allows you to do that with laying down and using different games or experiences. You can actually lay down on your bed or couch or the floor for that matter, and you can watch movies, play games, and there are actually some gaming experiences that work perfect for this as well. Whether you're talking about cubism and hand tracking, or you're talking about puzzling places and putting puzzles together, or whatever game you're talking about that can be played well in a prone position on your back, there's a lot of ways to enjoy your Quest 3 while laying down. You probably don't want to play Batman or Alien while laying down. I don't think that would go very well, but there are a lot of other things that you can play while relaxing on your bed. And if you're not doing that, then I recommend giving it a shot because it can be a really comfortable way to enjoy entertainment or play some of the simplistic games. Which of these things are you guilty of doing or not doing? Let me know down in the comments. And if there's other suggestions you have for new or even veteran Quest 3 users, let them know down in the comments as well. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button so this video gets in front of more people, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, happy questing.